Welcome back to Farm and Hammer, everyone. It's been a while again since I made a video. I've been running out of time. So anyway, I just got back from a week-long work trip, and I'm going to drive around, check everything, make sure everything was good while I was gone. My dad was taking care of all the cows here at home, and I gave the cows at the rental farm enough grass to get them by for the week. So those have not been looked at in about 6 days, so hopefully there's nothing wrong there. But we'll go over there, see all the new calves. Then last but not least, the heifer pairs over here. We've got, I don't know, 7 or 8 acres of wheat pasture, and I'm going to try to put them in there tonight. So if I can get everything checked before dark, I'll try to move them this evening. But before we get into checking the cows on the rental farm, I did get the group moved here at home before I left, so we'll cut back to that video, which was about a week ago now. Well guys, it's been a couple weeks since I pulled the bulls out of the cows. I've just been too busy to record anything. This group of cows behind me, they've started we've started rotationally grazing them. We have enough grass out here, and as you can see, they're ready to move. This group should all be calved out. We shouldn't have any left. We caught 3 cows that were not bred and didn't calve. Caught one that had a dead calf, and then we had one that her calf just didn't amount to anything last time, so we're getting rid of her. But anyway, it's about that time of year where we got to keep the rotations going pretty quick because the grass is growing a little bit faster than we can graze it. So anyway, cows are excited, so I better get them moving. Come on. That was bad. Almost lost the panel. I'm gonna have to set the camera down. And the cows have not been in this field for at least a couple months now, and it has some pretty good growth in it, so that's where they're headed. They have been in this field over here, so I'm gonna move these panels, block this one off. As you can see, the grass looks pretty good out here. Nice clump of orchard grass there. Most of this is fescue. There's going to be some clover mixed in. There's going to be some bluegrass. I'm trying to think what else. Of course, some weeds here and there. Quite a few dandelions out here. Anyway, there's plenty of grass out in this field to get them by for the next 3 days probably. I'm actually taking a flight for work tonight, so I'm gonna be gone for the whole week. So my dad's gonna have to move them while I'm gone if they need it, which they should here in 3 days. Anyway, pretty good stand of grass. These cows shouldn't have much to complain about for the next couple days. Yeah, we're getting towards the end of April in terms of calving. This group's done. The other group here at home, there's 2 left. One's looking awful close. The other one, I don't know if she's even gonna calve. So we're gonna wait till the end of May for her. If she doesn't calve, we're selling her. If she does, we'll probably still sell her, maybe as a pair. She won't get bred back in time. Now we're out here on the rental farm. Cows don't act like they're too hungry. They've still got some grass out here, not really grass they want to eat. Quite a bit of sheet grass out here. I see some new calves, so dump them a little bit of mineral, and then we'll get out and start walking, see what new calves are out here. So I dumped some mineral down there. Now they're all worked up, and all the calves and cows are down there. That one's definitely the newest. Looks like it's born 2-3 days ago maybe. But there's a lot of calves out here. Even though they're not new in the last week, you have not seen them. So tried to get a rough count driving in. There should be a little over 30 calves out here now, which means I've got about 10 left to go. And I know there's some that aren't going to calve because they either already calved and lost the calf, or I've seen them in heat. So anyway, let's show you some of these calves. That baldy heifer there is new. Yep, it's out of that baldy cow I bought this year. There's some older ones. That one you probably haven't seen, but it's older. A lot of these are older. That one is new, and that color is kind of crazy. That black white face bull calf is new. I haven't seen that one. That's an old one here. This calf here is actually the neighbor's. They got across the fence. I got to get him out of there. That one, I don't know if you've seen. That one you've seen. Most of the bigger calves you have seen at one point. Still waiting on this cow to calve. I thought she was going to calve before I left. I don't know. No, I think she's still waiting on her. Still waiting on this cow, but she is making an udder. Probably seen these calves here. That one you haven't seen. Nice heifer calf with the white forehead. That one was born 2-3 weeks ago probably. And of course there's another 5 or 10 red ones somewhere in here, or somewhere in this pasture. But these older fall calves are going to be weaned here in, let's see, end of May, first week of June, something like that. And there was one other cow I was hoping calved while I was gone. And she's right here. This is Olive. She was one of the dairy crosses I bought 3 years ago now, and she is bred. She's making the udder, but still hasn't calved. It's an older fall calf. Anyway, really liking these calves so far. Did have a little scours in a few of them, but they got over it just fine without any treatment. And it looks like we got a pile of calves over there too, 7 or 8 of them past the truck. So anyway, don't have time to show you every single calf out here, but there's 30 some out here now. Like I said, I've got about 10 more. I just about ate it getting in the truck. Yeah, that one's pretty fresh. Nice looking bull calf though. Anyway, that's about it for this group. I'm probably gonna move them in the morning. Even though they've got some grass in here, they're not too fond of it, so probably gonna move in the morning and keep them happy. But yeah, now I'll head home. We got all the bulls caught before I left, so I'll show you all the bulls in the pen, show you some of the young ones that you haven't seen in a while. Then we'll try to get the heifers moved. I think coming out here to the bullpen, I figured I'd show you the 2 young beef masters and the other bulls I brought home. You guys remember, I got this one and that white tag over there. These guys were yearlings when I picked them up in October, I believe. Anyway, they spent all winter out with the cows. No feed, just on some crappy fescue, combine fescue hay. And you can see the condition he came back in. Not too bad. Of course, he wasn't doing much breeding. But he is going to be a smaller framed grazing type. Should have a pretty big barrel on him. I'd like to keep some females out of him, but we'll see how his calves do. You saw me catch this cow last week. Saw me catch this bull in the last video as well. This is the other young bull. Same situation, bought him as a yearling, stuck him out with the cows with the mature bulls, just because we didn't want to feed them separate. So they have not had an easy growing life. They still look pretty good. Came back in pretty good condition. They're going to be on hay until this breeding season in June. Anyway, you guys have seen these Baldy bulls. These are home-raised bulls. They've been the main herd sires for the last, I don't know, 4 breeding seasons now. I've got that black Beefmaster, which his birth weights weren't actually high this spring, so that's the only reason he's staying. Last spring I had a couple that weighed well over 100 pounds, and that's too big. But turns out this year so far they've been in the 70s and low 80s, so he's going to make it one more breeding season at least. This red Beefmaster bull, he just never turned out to be what I wanted him to be. And I don't really have a job for him at this point. Anyway, the last one to show you is the Semi-Angus. That was supposed to be a heifer bull. He bred those heifers that we're going to move here in a little bit. And we had to pull a lot of calves out of him. So he is definitely not a heifer bull. We had calves coming out 70-some pounds, 80 pounds, which is way too big for our 850 pound, 900 pound heifers. So anyway, so he is not a heifer bull. We put him out with the cows, just with the rest of the bulls, once again, just because we didn't really want to feed him separately. So since he's not a heifer bull, I'm not really sure where he's going to fit in the breeding program, but I spent too much on him to send him to the sale barn. So not sure what his job's going to be yet. It may just be breeding the spare cows that we need a bull for. But okay, I'm trying to get these heifers moved. The wheat field's up here. The gate, which you guys have not seen, we put in a whole set of new gates, corner posts, all that stuff, braces. Put all these in, a month and a half, 2 months ago, I don't know. Anyway, plan is to open these gates, let them make the half circle into here, and then I'll show you the wheat and the crimson clover they'll be grazing on, if I can get them all out of here. So first things first, I'm gonna try to get these calves up there, so when I open the gate, they'll actually I'll actually find it. Once again, first time trying to use this gate. I would have liked to have had a gate there so we could just let them straight in, but that's not what happened. So trying to think about how to do this. I think what I'm going to do, swing this one out, get these calves out of the corner, and then I'll open this. Get in there. Get in there. Hey. Hey. Turn around. Hey. Okay. We actually got them all. That was pretty easy. Now, just gotta shut these. Grab this one here. There we go. Double gates there with 3 gates. Works out nice. They're running off. They don't know where the wheat is. They ended up finding the wheat, which they just came in the opposite side. You guys may remember this field. We had some sedan out here last year. This was recently cleared. This was all 20-year-old elm trees and brush and just not worth anything. So my dad had it bulldozed. We cleaned up quite a bit of it. Made it where you could actually plant stuff in here if you wanted to. And we just broadcasted wheat. And this, you might see all the crimson clover in here. My dad actually spread this last fall and it just came up. So it didn't grow at all last fall, but it all came up this spring. So anyway, we've got some rye that was spread as well last fall and it came up. And then all the shorter stuff is wheat, and it's just starting to put heads out, but it looks pretty good. I didn't want to move the heifers on here in the morning or anything. I wanted to do it when they were already full. That way I don't think they bloat on it because it's pretty mature, but with all the clover in here and the wheat, I'd just rather put them in here on a full stomach. So anyway, looks pretty good. Pretty pleased with it for only being cleared, a year and a half, 2 years ago. Still got some work to do to actually turn it into a good pasture, but it's getting there. Girls, you better start grazing. That's about the best forage you're gonna get all year. So the others are still walking around exploring with the calves. Yeah, you can see this Ladino clover. It is ridiculously thick, 1.5 feet tall. It's good looking stuff. She's grazing clover and wheat. Wheat's pretty thin right there, but anyway, the original plan was to put the whole herd on here, but at that point we didn't plan on having the heifers separated. So now that we've got them separated, we might as well give them the best forage we got on the place and let them try to put on some weight actually while raising their first calf. That way come the summer they'll actually get bred back on time, hopefully, and when we preg check, hopefully we'll have 100%. Still got some work to do. That was a whole strip of the brush pile, and it all got pushed into one, so that's what this open area is. Anyway, in these calves, we did treat the heifers with scour guard before they calved. Didn't have a lick of scours in this group, besides one, and that was before I left, and it's fine. So no scours in this group. I don't think we'll have any at this point. And looking at this one just gets me real excited about the beef masters coming up. She's half beef master, and she's got her first calf on her, and she's about as fat as she's ever been. So and that's not on feed, that's just on grass, which was just fescue up until this point. And she's probably gonna be putting on a couple pounds a day on this stuff while raising a calf. So anyway, these calves aren't anything exceptional compared to our cows, of course, but for being out of heifers, I can't complain. They'll still probably wean out at 450. Anyway, good looking group here. Pretty happy with them. My dad just called before I let him in and said there's a big cherry tree that blew over in the storm a couple days ago, and I'm gonna go try to pull that tree out of here. I don't think they'd eat it, but if they do, it'll kill them. So gonna try to get that pulled out if I can with the truck, and if not, I'll have to get the tractor out here. I don't want to lose any of these pairs when they're worth almost $4 grand. Anyway, beautiful evening. I'm happy to be home. I was actually in Vegas on a work trip, so a little bit different than out in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. So anyway, these girls will be happy for the next couple days. Might be more than a couple days. We've also got the butcher steer out here. He ought to put on some pounds. Anyway guys, I'm gonna call it a video. I'm gonna try to get that tree pulled out. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. I'll have some more updates here for you soon. And sorry I'm not on my normal posting schedule. Hopefully I'll get back to once a week, but no guarantee it'll be on Sundays. So anyway, thank you all for watching. I'll see y'all next time.